Hello everyone, welcome to YouTube channel GJ Civil Academy. Today we are going to learn chapter number 1, simple stresses and strain. In this video I have covered these points. Now we will go for stress. What is stress? The internal resistive force per unit cross-sectional area, that is known as stress. See, if you apply a force to your mobile phone or anything, whatever in your hand, pen or anything, if you apply a force equal and opposite, it will have an internal stress which is going to oppose that force, okay, when it is in equilibrium condition. So for two equal and opposite forces, there is an internal resistive force. So that internal resistive force per unit cross-sectional area, that is nothing but a stress. So stress is denoted by sigma. Sigma is equals to P by A. P is the applied force, and that R which you are seeing in this figure, so that R is the internal resistive force. Now what are the types of stresses? There are three types of stresses: tensile, compressive and shear. Now what is tensile stress? Tensile stress is nothing but the stress occurred due to the pull forces. The stress occurred due to the pull forces. When a body is subjected to two equal and opposite pull forces, the induced stress is nothing but the tensile stress. Okay, so what is stress? Stress is nothing but the internal resistive force per unit cross-sectional area. So when it is the applied force is pull means खींचना. Okay, so that is nothing but the tensile stress. And what is compressive stress? Push forces, the stress which are induced because of the push forces, so that the stress are nothing but the push compressive stress. So what is the definition? When there is when you apply two equal and opposite push forces, then the induced stress is nothing but the compressive stress. As you are looking in the figure, the blue one is for the tensile stress and the red one is for compressive stress. So the in the compressive stress, what happens? The body is going to be compressed, and in the tensile stress, what is going to be happen? The body is going to be pulled. Okay, now the third type is shear stress. What is the shear stress? When the body is subjected to two equal and opposite tangential forces which tends to shear off the body cross section, the stress induced at that section is called as shear stress. So if you look this figure, the two plates are connected by the lap joint, single lap joint that is there. So that is the bolt, it is there. So whatever it may be, the two equal and opposite forces, that this one is in left direction and this P is in right direction. Okay, and these two plates are having which is applied to this P force, which is having equal amount P force in both direction, that is equal amount force. Okay, now what is going to be happen? This first figure is before shear and the second figure, it is a after shear. Okay, so now after applying this force, what is going to be happen? The bolt position which is connecting bolt, that is going to be shear off of its actual plane. So that is happened due to shear stress, means it actually deflects from its position. Okay, so by seeing the figure, you can visualize, you can understand what is shear stress. Now strain. Now about stress, the 2 points which is remaining, the unit of stress is nothing but Newton per mm square. Okay, and the second thing is stress cannot be visualized. Okay, so the thing is strain can be observed physically, but stress cannot be visualized. That please remember this thing. Now in the strain, there are three types: tensile, compressive and shear. Same. What is stress? There is a change in dimension. It is the ratio of change in dimension to the original dimension. Okay, when a body is subjected to some external force, there is some change in dimensions of the body. the normally it is called change in length to the original length. Okay, so in the tensile strength there is an increase in length to the original length. What is tensile? That the length is going to be increased. Tensile strain means that is the there should be a change in the dimensions. Okay, so normally we kept it as a length. Okay, so change in length to the original length, that is nothing but the strain, and increase in length to the original length, that is nothing but tensile strength. When the body is subjected to some applied force P equal amount, so the body is going to be undergoes some strain. So if the forces are pull forces, the induced strain will be the tensile strain. So if the forces are compressive forces, then definitely there will be a compressive strain. Why? What will happen there? There will be a compression. So what will happen? The length will be decreased, or in case it will be decreased. Okay, so definitely the compressive strength, in the compressive strain, the decrease in length to the original length. So this is the basic thing that we must understand in tensile strain and compressive strain. Shear strain. Now, as I told you, in the shear stress, what happened? The two plates are actually undergoes a stress, that is shear stress, two equal and opposite forces in different directions, and the bolt which is connecting to it, that is going to be shear off from its original position. So in this figure, if you look at this figure carefully, so this DA position is going to be deflected under the applied force P, and which is countered by the R force. Okay, so here the applied force is P and the resistive forces are. So by these two forces, what is going to be happen actually? So this DABC frame is going to be deflect DA dash B dash C. So this angle of deflection that is called as phi. So that phi is nothing but the shear strain. So we can say that when the body is subjected to shear strain, the corresponding strain developed in it, that is nothing but the